How would you like to identify a metaphor for a physical symptom that's stuck in your body and then transform it to create a new metaphor that will work better for you and for your body? That's the intention of this video from my monthly blog at letmagichappen.com. I'm Dr. Larry Burk, author of Let Magic Happen: Adventures in Healing with a Holistic Radiologist. The symptom as metaphor technique is excerpted from the appendix to Let Magic Happen, and it's also the precursor for a group experiential exercise that I did combined with EFT in my Symptoms as Metaphor talk at Spiritual Frontier Fellowship in February 2013. Videos for Part 1 and Part 2 of that presentation are available as free downloads on the home page at letmagichappen.com. Part 3 is available as a download from the Let Magic Happen store for $4.99, and that's actually also the same price as my ebook as well. So as described in Chapter 10, I created this symptom as metaphor technique from the Metaphor for Change exercise that I learned from Martha Tilliard, a Greensboro business coach who came and taught my stress management class for Duke undergrads back in the late 90s. Now, I'm going to walk you through the relatively simple steps of this symptom as metaphor process, and then also tell you a short story about one of my students who was suffering from an eating disorder and how she used the metaphor technique. Now, the steps for the technique are posted on the blog page, but you can get out a sheet of paper now, and I'll just have you jot down the parts of the process as we go, and you can shut the video off if you need more time, and just pause it while you write. So the first thing is to think of a symptom that you're dealing with that perhaps hasn't responded to conventional medicine the way you'd like, and you feel like it's stuck in your body. So what are the 3 facts about that particular symptom? How long has it been there? Where is it? What's it feel like? And then also list, once you've written down the 3 facts, then list 2 emotions that come up when you think about those 3 facts. So go ahead and pause the video now and write that information down. It doesn't have to be very detailed, just enough to start the process. Okay, now that you have that information, go ahead and create your metaphor by completing the following sentence. Having this physical symptom stuck in my body is like fill in the blank. Come up with some cliche phrase, some abstract image, even a scene from a movie. Whatever it's like to have that symptom stuck in your body for you. And play around with the metaphors, see if it resonates with your situation. If it doesn't, keep reworking it and come up with a better one. But catchphrases like "between a rock and a hard place" usually work pretty well. So you can pause the video now, make sure you create a nice metaphor that's working for you, and then come back and I'll take you through the next part of the process. Okay, now that you've got a metaphor that represents your current situation, we're going to project ourselves into the future and think, okay, I'm going to create a new metaphor based on what it's like to be healed of this symptom, and what are the 3 facts that are going to be true in the future when I'm healed and have moved on beyond this. And then, again, what are the 2 emotions that go with it. So you can pause the video now and give yourself a chance to write down the 3 facts and the two emotions about what it's like to be healed in the future. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, now we're going to complete the metaphorical transformation by creating a new metaphor. And the new metaphor is just going to be completing this sentence. Being me in the future in my body feels like this. And it's after the situation has been healed. So come up with, again, a catchphrase. It doesn't have to be the opposite of the previous one. It could be something completely new and out of the box. sometimes the more bizarre it is, the better it actually works, because it comes from deep in your right brain, inner healer. So pause the video, work with your new metaphor, and see what you come up with. Okay, now that you have a new metaphor, think about the implications of having a new metaphor and installing that, and actually practice working with it, so that anytime you find yourself stuck in the old metaphor, you're going to shift to the new metaphor. Eventually it'll become incorporated into your subconscious process. Definitely recommend drawing a picture of it, putting it up on your wall to remind you of where you're headed toward your future metaphor. And once you've completed this exercise, and you can pause if you need any more time to play around with it. Now I'll tell you briefly about the student that I had who was on a cross-country star with an eating disorder, and she came up with her first metaphor as being stuck in a torture chamber, which was very appropriate for her situation. She did the exercise and came up with a new metaphor. Unfortunately, it was just running around the track until all her problems went away, which was only a little bit of an improvement over the torture chamber image. So she clearly needed more healing work. Over winter break that year, she read John Kabat-Zinn's book Full Catastrophe Living, and then came back in the spring and took the Duke mindfulness course, which really triggered a metaphorical transformation for her. I saw her later the next year. She came back and actually sat in on the stress management class again, and when we did the same exact exercise, she said her current metaphor was now a labyrinth, which is a much more hopeful image of a journey to self-discovery. And to be honest, I can't remember what her more positive metaphor was that she created, but I did see her a couple weeks later jogging through Duke Gardens, looking healthy and enjoying life much more so than the year before. So the metaphor process can be used for all kinds of different symptoms, and it's even better when you combine it with EFT. And I would encourage you to look at this month's January 2014 newsletter, which is EFT for Physical Symptoms of Grief, which explains the importance of the metaphor of grief being stuck in the body. If you'd like to explore the symptoms of metaphor further, go back and watch the part 1 and part 2 of my Symptoms of Metaphor talk, and then part 3, which is using EFT and imagery, will show you how to combine the two approaches very effectively, and that can be downloaded from the Let Magic Happen store. So enjoy using the metaphor process as well as EFT. So happy tapping, and let magic happen. Thanks.